Hi, I'm William Mills. I'm here at FinovateFall in New York, and I'm pleased to be joined by Tommaso Di Bartolo, author of the book, Navigating the Metaverse. How are you doing today?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you for having me.
Hey, it's great being here. Now, one of the things I wanted to ask you is why do bankers and other financial professionals need to pay attention to what's going on in the metaverse?
Well, the metaverse is definitely an innovation cycle that, William, every innovation cycles, we have huge doubts. In the 90s, the internet, we laughed about it, right? And we wanted to stick it to tape recorders and videos, right? Then 20 years into it, we had social media, and we were very critical, and we never thought that actually it's changing the way we connect and that the way that advertisement plays out, right? And now this new innovation cycle is called the metaverse. And the metaverse is bringing this next generation a more rewarding and a more fun way to experience content.
Well, a lot of the metaverse, or a lot of things that people think about the metaverse comes from the gaming industry, right? So how do financial industry innovators need to think about the metaverse into something more that their customers will use and interact with?
That is a very intriguing perspective, and I like actually to double click on gaming, because every industry and every innovation cycle starts out somewhere with a specific target audience and solving specific needs. And the metaverse started definitely out to serve more the attributes and behavior of gamers. The question is why? Because gamers are used to immersive environments and rewarding system. And the metaverse is immersive and has a new reward mechanism underlying. But it's actually a misconception. The metaverse is not another game. As a matter of fact, I believe that if we continue looking at the metaverse as another game where we get rewarded, we are looking actually at a Web3 opportunity with Web2 lenses. Let me expand upon it if you allow, right?
Please.
So we don't play in the metaverse. We live in the metaverse. What do I mean with that? The metaverse is to be understood as an extension of our real life. It's an experience that connects and merges seamlessly people, places, and products in a way that we have not seen today. Imagine that we have a layer of information, a visual layer of information, on top of every item and every place surrounding us. And this layer becomes a new point of experience. And in this point of experience, we can meet, we can socialize, we can shop, what we are used to do in Web2. So we don't do this no longer under a www.
Right.
It's not a destination.
Right.
It's surrounding us. It's around us. The only thing that's happening right now is that we are maturing technology in order to toggle it on. And I consciously said toggle it on because you don't access the metaverse, but you toggle on the metaverse so that you can then be part of it and have an immersive experience where you have a new rewarding mechanism that is tokenized.
Well, you mentioned Web 3.0. What's the easiest way to describe Web 3.0 and how will this impact the metaverse as we know it in the future?
In Web 1, we were, and we meaning the industry, we put up a bunch of websites because we were actually responding to a need. And the need was that users wanted information. So you went on a www to seek information.
Right.
This over the years has transformed into and matured into why should users search for information if we can serve information to the palm of their hands, which means then social media with the advancement of the mobile phone and the push notification, rather than searching like in Web 1. In Web 2, we were then serving information. And since 2021, the market has evolved that some of the early adopters and the pioneer industry of the metaverse, they are now having experiences in the metaverse. And in this metaverse experiences, you have gamified environment. So it's not gaming environment, it's gamified. So playful engagement with the certain topics, right? And so we went, William, from follow us on social media, or visit our website, into experiences in the metaverse. Does it make sense?
It does. It's very fascinating and complicated, and so that's why I find it interesting. But I'm kind of interested in the business opportunities. What do you think in the future the business opportunities will be for all types of organizations, whether financial or otherwise, related to the metaverse. And I'm not saying this correctly, but it sounds like it's going from one dimension to multi-dimension.
Absolutely. And what I loved actually is to point out your word, the future, because as a matter of fact, we need to embrace that whatever innovation cycles, it takes always 10 to 15 years to be fully mature. So meaning this is not for me and for you.
Right.
And most probably it's not even for our kids, right? But it's their kids already, right? And the reason I'm emphasizing that is because there is a new behavior and a new need that it is being shaped. And the need and behavior has already traces and attributes that we can see along the line of what they're doing today. They're used to those immersive gaming worlds, and now they're transporting those needs into their daily life. So what they want is interacting with finance industry and any other industry almost as if they were playing in a playful way. So meaning, what is their main need? I want to be immersed, so no longer do I want to swipe through things, I want to be part of things. And secondly, if I'm part of something, meaning if I'm paying attention and you want my attention, it costs dollars, right? Then you cannot advertise me no longer, but I want to co-create. That's a verb that will shape the next decade, because the co-creation basically transfers the client and the user from being just addressed or targeted to becoming a partner, because I now, together with the brand, together with the corporation, I now built a new digital asset. Together in this immersive world, we are creating digital assets, then you and me and the banks and the financial institution and the industry are owning. So I'm no longer just your target audience, but I'm your partner, and my attention, you get it, if only we do something together, right?
Well, that makes a lot of sense. I'm thinking about, you said it's going to take about 10, 15 years for you see a lot of maturity in that sector. How can we best prepare for that?
The best way to prepare is not to neglect and just push out what's happening. Regardless how critical we are, it is normal that we need to mitigate risks. At the same time, we need to leverage opportunity. Now, how do we do it? I like to say we need to reverse engineer as a company the big vision that the metaverse is bringing to the table. And what is it? It's connecting the physical and the digital world. And at the center of this physical and digital world, our client will have this new form of what we call experiences, immersive experiences, where they can tokenize their digital assets. That's the big picture. That's 10, 15 years out there. Now, how do you start? Well, as a first step, you need to experiment. Experiment means start small, and rather than trying to understand metaverse on paper and PDFs and in books, which is great, right? You have a theoretical understanding. But you start really being nuanced, understanding how the user behaves, how the user thinks, who is the target audience, what are the particular environment that the user is accepting. So experimentation leads you into maturity. And the beauty of that is, today if you experiment, you will be more likely to be accepted as somebody who is pioneering, right? And then grow into a new market and maybe actually develop a new product or a new service that doesn't exist, rather than thinking linear and believing that you can 10, 15 years down the road still grow your revenue with the same revenue sources that you have today, right?
Well, it looks like it's going to be fascinating and very interesting, and I really appreciate your time. This is William Mills here at FinovateFall in New York.